radio operator without his limbs is in trouble.
Well, I got all 5 of them, so I'm in good shape.
Okay, thank you very much, Paul and Mac, for that wonderful introduction. And now, good evening, everyone, and welcome. Bonsoir tout le monde et bienvenue. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu, opening the Amateur Radio Exchange Group, also known as AREG, for Wednesday, November 16th, 2022. Today marks 1,522 weeks that AREG has been on the air consecutively. And my name is Chuck, and my station is located in East Hamilton. This net is on every Wednesday night, starting at 8 p.m. and ending around 10 p.m. local time, here on 146.430. Anyone with a valid license who checks into the net from anywhere is welcomed here. The idea is to have people check in to either test out their radios and antenna systems, maybe ask a radio or technical question, or to just say hello and tell us about their week. We do not discuss religion or politics, and foul language is not accepted here. The AREG is considered to be a very friendly net, and so comments, questions, or break-ins are welcome, but this is still a directed net and go through the net controller. We also stream the net live on YouTube, so people who tune in can hear how they sound into my station and see their signal strength. Just type my call into the YouTube search box and look for us live, or tonight under the title AREG Week 1522. Now, while this is a Simplex Net, it is likely that not everyone will be able to hear everyone else, and this should not discourage you from participating, and it may encourage some of you to improve your station. Relaying communications has a long history in amateur radio, and so we encourage you to ask for a relay when a station is unable to hear the other party, or to pass on a message. And finally, we ask that you please try and leave a 2-second delay between transmissions to allow other stations to break in case there's an emergency, perhaps. Anyways, tonight, before we start taking check-ins, I'd like to talk about pets. If you have any, if you had and miss your pets, or anything like that. I laid my 4-legged friend dog Buddy to rest last week, and man, it broke my heart, and I really miss him. So anyways, so we'll dedicate this net to Buddy. He was a 13-year-old Black Lab Border Collie mix. And so with that, let's start taking check-ins for tonight's AREG. Please come now.
Alpha Delta Lima 3 AXJ.
CE3 KCI.
Victor Alpha 3 India Mike Whiskey, and KCI was just in front of me.
Roger that, Roger that. I've got 3 stations there. PDL, you just beat out AXJ, and he's next, and then KCI, and I actually heard you, Art. Very good. And Mac. So let's go up to the top and say hello to VE3 PDL. Come on in, Paul. Welcome.
Thanks, Chuck. First, I'd like to start off by saying I'm glad I beat the Peanut Butter King to the draw. He's only got nothing to say anyway. Talk about his peanut butter. Anyway, Chuck, my love out to you and your family, buddy, from me and mine. I know the loss of a pet and a loved one there, and that's a brutal thing, my friend.
Thanks, Paul.
I wish you didn't have to go through that, but yeah, all the best your way from my family, buddy. It's a hard thing, and even time cures it, but takes a while. So, anyways, back to good stuff. We had snow. What do you think?
Yeah, how about that? I was pretty shocked when I was watching the news, and I guess it was the Toronto news, and they were saying 5 to 10 centimeters, and I'm like, holy crap! I better go out and find my shovel. And so I ran out back, and uh, it was in the shed. So I figured, oh, we'll bring it one step closer to the back door and see what happens. So luckily, Toronto got it, and we didn't, eh?
Yeah, I saw a couple of pictures. Looked like they got hit pretty good, and we hardly got anything. At least up here on the mountain. When I first woke up, it was there, and a little while later, it was gone. So, yeah, what can you do? It's that time of year.
Yeah, yeah, it just came as a big shock there because, what is it, 10 days ago or so, there was like shorts and t shirt weather almost. So, yep, it's definitely here. It's dark now around 10 to 5, quarter to 5. And we got to wait till December 21st before we can say that the days are getting longer again. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that day.
Yeah, I know, eh? You have a power nap nowadays. You wake up and you get all confused. It's dark out. What am I supposed to roll over and go back to sleep?
Oh, yeah, I remember. I've done that. Yeah, for sure. All right, Paul, do you got to go, or are you going to stick around, or what? There, we're going to go down the list here.
No, sir. I'm going to be around for the duration. Nothing going on at the old homestead here, so yeah, I'll be here. I'll let you pick up Rick and the rest of the fine gentlemen behind me there, and I'll be listening along. V3PDO.
All right, very good, Paul. And I see here on the webpage that Sean, VE3FNI, is saying hello. Hello there, Sean. Thanks for checking in. He's out in Cornwall tonight doing flight training. So good luck with that. Congratulations on, uh, bettering yourself. And way to go there, Sean. Thanks for checking in. Much appreciated. And so, yeah, snow. You have snow in Cornwall there, Sean. Anyways, we're gonna go down to Rick and say hello there. VA3AXJ. Thanks for waiting, Rick.
Yeah, no problem there, Chuck. Yeah, and Mr. Paul there called me a fine gentleman. Something wrong with his head, I think. Anyhow, I got my Ninja back today. He's sitting on my mantelpiece. Quite happy about that.
Oh,
And the new one being a pain in the butt. Plays, sleeps all day. He wants to play all night, eh? But yeah, he's getting used to us.
oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Once you know they're getting comfortable and they go crazy there, that means they're comfortable when they're going nuts like that. That or they want to get the hell out. One of the two. Well, I'm glad you have some companionship there, Rick. Um, I'm going to wait a little bit and continue grieving there before we go out and get another one. But that's definitely in the books for me uh, down the road a little ways. So I'm glad you're feeling a little bit better. And again, my condolences to you as well.
Yeah, it still hurts though, Chuck. You know, it's going to be a while. But actually, the vet told me to not too late. He said if you can find a pet as soon as possible, he said it's better for you to do that because it kind of helps. So I took her advice and yeah, I did that.
Oh, okay. That's something I've never really thought about, but everyone's different. You got to remember that. Some people don't ever want to get another pet ever or for many, many years. So, yeah, everyone's a little different. Okay, Rick, you're going to stick around. So, we're going to go down the list.
Yeah, I'll be here for a while. I got cutting up some carrots and stuff. I'm gonna make a big stew tomorrow. so I don't have to cook for a couple of days. So anyhow, yeah, I'll be around. If you call me back, then I will answer. And Paul, the peanut butter kid said hello.
What time should I be there for supper?
Second Tuesday of next week would be great for me.
You old crusty bugger. Sorry about your loss. I didn't realize, and glad you got another, and good for you, sir. VE3 PDO.
The A3XJ will be listening.
Okay, thank you, Rick. We'll let you carry on, and we'll carry on here. And let's go up the hill and say hello to Art, VA3 KCI. Art, you there? Or I think it's VE3.
Yes, I am there, Chuck. Sorry to hear about the loss of your family pet. I mean, it's like losing a loved one of the family. I know what the feeling's like. I lost my dog a little over 10 years ago, and I look at pictures, they still will fall my eyes out. So, like I say, it's hard to let them go and everything else like that, but you know, you can fond memories of everything that you had from before, and you can cherish the days and the months ahead. And always look forward to getting another. Anyways, it's good to hear you in over there. It's good to hear Paul and everybody else in there. Yeah. Have a good one, Chuck.
Okay, Art, very good. I can hear you very well here on 2 meters tonight. There is some crackling with your audio, but that's okay. I made out everything you said, and thank you for your kind words. Much appreciated. You're coming in at an S7 tonight directly. So maybe the leaves that have fallen off the trees are kind of helping our situation out, but nonetheless, we're sounding very good tonight. And so, Art, thanks again for checking in. I'm not sure. I think I missed you last week, and hope everything is okay with you. Everything all right?
Yeah, everything's not too bad over here. I just upgraded my stereo system. Put new speakers in, put new speakers. Sound bars on the TV, subwoofers to it. Yeah. Because the old stereo going up and up and up and up. Yeah. Looking forward to the next few weeks ahead of time. And, yeah. And, looking forward to work summer again. I miss the hot CB days. I don't like the cold. By the way, I've been laying up the last few weeks. I've been going too far. I get swelling in my legs with the cold. I get lose pulse and patience from the knees down. So I try to hibernate as much as I can. So take it back to you, Chuck.
Yeah, very good there, Art. We try and do the same thing during the winter. Hibernation is key, absolutely. And as far as home theater sound and video, yeah, you can spend a good small fortune on that for sure. Well, good thing is we have Black Friday coming up. Lots of sales. Everybody's sending me emails saying this and that is on sale and or going to be on sale and trying to get my business. And so there's Black Friday, and I think the following Monday is called Cyber Monday. And then after that, it'll be holiday deals. So now's the time of year to get what you didn't want to pay full price for. Anyways, Art, we're gonna continue down the list here, and so I don't know if you're gonna stick around or not, but thanks for checking in, my friend. Anything else?
Chuck, I'm going to get ready to go to bed over here. I usually head about this time of night to bed. Can't stay awake very much longer. And, yeah. Looking forward to long 80 days of summer again, because me and this cold weather do not do well. Especially when I have to go travel downtown in my electric wheelchair. I don't like getting stuck in the snow.
Roger, Roger. Yeah, we don't want to break out the chains on the wheelchair. Okay, Art. Thanks again, sir. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping by.
CE3 KCI, we're checking out for tonight. Everybody have a good one. Talk to you next week. Bye for now.
All right. Very good. S7 again for Art. I'm amazed. All right. Well, let's stay up on the Hamilton Escarpment and go say hello to VA3IMW. Mac, come on in.
Victor Alpha 3 India Mike Whiskey with you, and sending love all around for everybody who loves their pets. Chuck, I know exactly, well, I can't say I know exactly what you've gone through, but I do recall a few years back we had to part with a dear-loved pet, and it was not easy to do that. It's tough to make a decision like that, and it's one of the most unselfish things that you can possibly do when an animal is suffering. The selfish thing to do is prolong it and keep them, but to make sure that they're resting comfortably, even if it means putting an end to their suffering. Anyways, good to hear Art in there tonight, and I'm just wondering who did what. Somehow somebody made an improvement to their station, and you guys can hear each other all of a sudden.
Yes, absolutely there, Mac. I agree. Like I said, maybe the leaves have since fallen off the trees since Art and I last spoke, which is a couple of weeks ago. And well, that's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. But anyways, the signal is bouncing back to my station nicely there, like I mentioned, and you're coming in very good as well. How am I sounding, by the way? I seem like I'm fairly close to my microphone.
Well, you sound like Chuck, and I think that's all you can ask for. You're 15 over tonight, and yeah, that's a good signal, and audio is impeccable. Yeah. Anyways, it was a lot of fun last week to pick up the net, and everybody was very supportive to make sure that week number 1521 came off without a hitch. So we're always there to support each other, and we'll keep on doing what we're doing. Anyways, I'm sure everybody has already heard that the Burlington Amateur Radio Club has their 50th anniversary of some sort, and they were hoping to get 50 check-ins to their net. I know Chris RWJ was down on 147210. I heard you check in as well. So if anybody has an opportunity to pop over there and say hello to those folks, they may be finished by now, but you never know. Would be nice to make sure that Chris gets his target of 50 check-ins. The first 36 came really fast. I'm sure the rest of them may be dribbling in one at a time. Anyways, I'm going to stick around, and I'll be here for the duration. Chuck, anything for me? Any fancy questions you want to ask tonight? I'm not sure. Did you have a theme in mind? Obviously, the net is dedicated to Buddy, and I would like to think it was dedicated to Buddy and all of his fellow canine friends that have gone before him. So, anyways, I'll throw it back to you, Chuck. Go ahead.
Good thing there's no repeater to time out, eh? Just kidding. Yeah, that was a lot to take in there. First of all, thank you for doing the net last week. I'm curious to know how many check-ins you got, and I listened for a couple of minutes, and then I didn't listen. So thank you again for that. And yes, that Burlington Amateur Radio Club celebrating 50 years, and that is on the VE3RSB Romeo Sierra Bravo repeater. So just go to repeaterbook.com there. You can check out what you need to do to your radio in order to get there. And other than that, yeah, the theme was just asking people about their pets, really. And That was the only theme I could think of at the moment, but we do have some famous birthdays and so on a little bit later on if time gives us that. So thanks again, Mac. How many check-ins did you get?
Well, I think I have 11 here, including myself. It's not a stellar performance, but what can I say? I'm a novice.
All right. Very good. Well, again, thank you. And yeah, any number is just fine. Really. So good job. Like I said, I only caught a couple of minutes. All right, that wraps up our list. Let's start another list and see if anyone else is out there like to check in to the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3CJZ. Please come now.
Comment.
Okay, go ahead. Comment.
Yeah, Chuck, just me again. Wanted to say thanks to Mac as well. I was there for most of it. Near the end, I disappeared, but yeah, Mac did a good job, and yeah, it was a good one. Anyways, just wanted to throw out there. I don't know if you caught that girl that got murdered there a couple days ago by two 16-year-olds and two 14-year-olds. That Danielle Strauss. I knew her. I hadn't seen her in a year or so, but I used to live near her at one time, and she was a good person. Didn't deserve that. She was up to no good, but still didn't deserve to die. She left a 20-year-old daughter behind, Kayla, so that's kind of sad. Anyway, just figured I'd throw that in, mention it, and say thanks to Mac there, and I'll let you pick up the rest of the guys. V3PDO.
Okay, there, Paul. Yes, I did catch some of the news they're talking about. They were looking for four minors, two males and two females, and of course, turns out somebody I know knows a little bit more about it. So sorry to hear that, Paul. My condolences, of course, go out to her and her family. And I'm curious to find out exactly what happened. So very good then. So let's do another call out and see if anyone else is out there want to check into the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3CJZ. Anyone, anywhere, please come now.
VE3GBD.
VA3NCA.
Okay, we've got two more, GBD and NCA. Let's go say hello to George. Come on in, George.
Chuck, you doing, my friend? I'm sorry to hear you had to put your little friend down. You know, I've gone through it, well, I don't know, 3 times already. You know, I put my dog down, and then that was, 14 years ago, somewhat. And then my cat, Archie, friendliest cat ever, and we recently lost him a month ago. So yeah, I do know, but other than that though, Chuck, everything's good. Everything's good over here, and we got the backyard cleaned up, so that's one thing. It was a mess. Other than that, Chuck, not much else to report.
Oh, okay there, George. Yeah, we, my wife actually managed to rake all the pine needles that were in the backyard there for me while I'm feeling down in the dumps. I just got to get the lawnmower out now and do a quick run on the front lawn so we catch all the leaves there that come from the neighbors. So, and yeah, thank you for your kind words there, George. Much appreciated. It was our first dog, not my first pet. We've buried a couple of cats there when we lived on Park Row South, and a canary. And that's when my daughter was very little. And my first dog. It was really, really tough, George. You want to hear something weird? It would have been fine. Well, maybe it wouldn't have been as bad as it turned out to be for us, George. There was a family. There was me, my wife, my daughter. She's 24. And we all went there. And just as we're waiting for them to bring the stretcher for Buddy, this guy backs his SUV up, opens up the hatch, and he's freaking he's freaking out, George. He has this massive big pit bull in the back of his SUV, and it wasn't breathing. And the poor guy was crying his eyes out, saying, "Save my dog, save my dog." And I'm freaking out. I'm crying my eyes out. Didn't want to go through with it. If that hadn't happened, it probably would have been a much calmer situation for us. But we all got to see that. And man, that was horrible. And it turns out, George, after it was all said and done, the vet told me that guy, she says, you did the right thing. She goes, because the guy was here before and he refused to put his pet down, wanted to bring it home. And now he's out back, crying now. So they were reassuring me that I did the right thing. So it's tough, man. That freaked me right out, George.
Wow. Holy moly. Oh, yeah, that would have freaked me out as well. Like, yeah, that's crazy. Crazy.
You know what I mean? If everything would have been nice and calm and we would have waited for them to come and pick up, but we were next in line actually. And then this guy pulls up, and so they took him in right away, right? But the poor guy, saved my best friend, my best friend. And oh man, we're crying, and it just made it that much harder. So I don't think it could have gone any worse. Tell you the truth, a lot of drama just before we were up. Anyways, that's something I'll never forget. That's for sure. But on a more positive note, there's no more suffering, and we'll find another companion in a little while.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We still have Monkey here, another cat. But, yeah, Monkey's just not as friendly as Archie was. Archie, you open the door, he come running too. But, hey, yeah, time goes on, and, yeah. But, I do feel for you, my friend, because it is. Even it's a pet, but it's still a family member, and, it's hard to lose a pet that you've had for so long, and I feel for you, my friend. But you know, time heals all wounds. I believe they say. And yeah, you'll find another pet that you can have for another 15 whatever years, long as because they don't last. They're not. Their lifespan is what, about 13, 15, if you're lucky, 18 years. But yeah, no, it's all good though. Hey, it's all good, my friend.
Yep, yep. Well, okay, George. Thanks for your kind words and your support. And so we'll call on you again in a bit. And let's go down and say hello to uh, Wade, Victor Alpha 3, November Charlie Alpha. Good evening, Wade. Come on in.
Good evening, Chuck. Good evening, everybody on net. Yeah, I'll add my condolences as well. It's always hard, and with the additional trauma there, that doesn't sound like it was the best situation. So sorry you had to go through that. We have a family dog here. She just turned 11. She's not moving like she used to, but so yeah, it reminds you that you gotta. Keep in mind the good times, of course, and yeah. So I like the idea of an annual memorial buddy net label for the Chuck net there, or the AREG. And yeah, naming it after a buddy, that's a good one. Anyways, yeah, other than that, listening along, it's a good way to spend a Wednesday for sure. And so, yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed winter. It looks like it's past now, I'm sure. Maybe, maybe that's it. Who knows? Hopeful thinking, I'm not sure. Anyway, send it back to you, Chuck. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, Wade. Also, yeah, as far as the weather goes, you know what? Hamilton is usually pretty lucky. It seems that once it reaches uh, the point of western part of Lake Ontario, it seems to divert towards north towards Toronto and south towards Niagara and Buffalo. And so oftentimes Hamilton is spared what neighboring cities are given a nice healthy dose of snow, and we don't get it. So I'm just gonna keep going along those lines. And like I mentioned before, my target date for being happy for the weather, I mean, is going to be December 21st, because then after that, all the days get longer. So I don't want to jump too far ahead and say I can't wait for summer, because we just ended it. So we'll be more realistic and shoot for December 21st. Can only imagine those people that have to go through months of darkness, day and night. So yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, that's for sure. The high and the very low latitudes there, those that must be tough on the on the psyche for sure. Yeah, looking forward to longer days and slightly warmer weather. Although this has just started now. You say that Hamilton usually gets gets a break. That certainly seems to be true this time around too. I hear there was quite a bit more in some areas of Toronto. This morning I was driving my daughter to work, and the morning show announcer, it was usually three announcers. One was stuck in Toronto traffic getting to Hamilton for the morning show, so they called him on the phone, and I had to ask him how their show was from the audience side. So I guess at least one person had a difficult commute this morning due to the weather. A little bit strange to hear it though, because we were driving in Hamilton, and the roads were totally clear, and there was maybe an inch somewhere on the grass and the soft surfaces. So different experience for sure. We get spared more often than not. So I guess that's something.
Yeah, yeah. If it's one good thing, or one thing that Hamilton is good for in the winter, is avoiding the bulk of the snow that everyone else gets. So we'll keep praying for those happy times. Okay, Wade. Anything radio related lately? I haven't been very active. Just a couple of days ago, I made contact with a United Nations DX contest club in Austria. It was a weird call too. It was like started with a 4. Anyways, that's been it for me, other than checking into ARPAD's Net tonight and last night. I haven't been active on the radio for over a week and a half. So, anyways.
Well, let's see. Not as active as normal, but I did take the opportunity to play around with my little DMR/D-Star hotspot. Checked into the D-Star net through that, so that was fun to play with a little bit. I also ordered some PC boards from one of the board shops that somebody's designed a very small microphone board for. They say it's compatible with ICOM, but my real reason is it's compatible with that little Chinese portable radio I use for POTA. And one thing about that is it's got quite an unwieldy mic. It's quite large for an otherwise relatively small radio. So this is a tiny little thing, fits in the palm of your hand and should pack better. So just a little, it's going to take a few weeks for the boards to come in, and maybe a week or so more for me to populate it and test it out. But looking forward to that bit of a project. And yeah, other than that, I have a battery project I'm working on. My project list is long, but my time is short. So I don't know. I've got a good a good list of kits and stuff in the hopper. So we'll see how long it takes to get there. But as for actually putting power into the air, I haven't done as much of that as I was doing earlier. But got to get back to that for sure. Something just went on though. I was getting you really strong, and then just in that last comeback from you, my noise floor went up. So I've got to find out who turned on what around here. But other than that, I'll send it back to you, Chuck. Condolences again, and thanks for running the net. Look forward to it every Wednesday. Back to you, VA3NCA for ID.
Okay, very good there, Wade. Well, it sounds like you've got plenty of things to do, but just not enough time. So, yeah, we we don't have that much planned. Of course, this last week and a half has been crazy. So, I've been thinking maybe start getting myself a little bit more in shape because in the wintertime, I'm not very active. I don't like to go for walks in the minus minus temperatures, and so we're gonna have to maybe use use the sit up machine that we have over here and uh, try and get a little bit more active this winter. So that's my goals. But anyways, thanks Wade for checking in. Much appreciated, sir. You're sounding great. Full strength over here. If you're on the YouTube stream, again, if anyone's interested in listening in, just put in VA3CJZ in the YouTube search box and look for us live there. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu with the Amateur Radio Exchange Group, and we're looking for check-ins. Please come now.
E3 GNP.
V3 RWJ.
E3 KMQ.
Okay, I've got three more stations there, GNP, RWJ, and KMQ. Let's say hello to Garnett, VE3 GNP. Come on in, Garnett.
Yeah, I just got home not too long ago. I took Dave back home. I went out to go, picked him up, brought him to Hamilton, went back, dropped him off, and came back to Hamilton. A lot of driving today. But it was good, guys. This was Dave.
I was going to say, it's not Friday today. You had me wondering there. Am I doing the net on the right day? So, yeah, what's the occasion?
I had a doctor's appointment in Hamilton, so I drove out, picked him up, brought him to Hamilton. Waited around, he had his doctor's appointment, and I drove him home.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, that's the thing, eh? Apparently, doctors are hard to find now, so keep the ones you have, eh? Okay, very good. Well, say hi to Dave for me. You do keep in touch regularly. And very good then. Sounding good tonight, Garnett. So how's the foot?
It's surviving. It's surviving. I'm still limping a little bit, but it's getting better.
Is it your driving leg? The gas brakes?
No, it's my left foot. I'm lucky.
I was going to say, with all that driving, your leg, your foot's going to be sore today, but right on. You only have to deal with a little bit of discomfort because of the way your foot has to be in the car, but very good then.
Yeah, it's been working out okay. I'll be going back out today on Friday this week. I'm going out twice this week because I'm good like that.
Yes, you are, Garnett. Yes, you are. All right. Okay. Well, thanks for checking in, sir. I'm glad your foot's a little bit better, and I guess just need a little bit more time, and you'll be close to 100% there. So, okay. Anything else there, Garnett? You gonna stick around or take off?
I have a doctor's. Listen to this. I have a doctor's appointment for my foot in February.
Oh yeah. I have a procedure I was due to get any time now, and I haven't even gotten a message, a letter, or email, or anything about my upcoming procedure that I get done every 6 months. So yeah, well, it must mean that your foot's doing pretty well if they're going to wait till February.
Well, it's with a specialist because it's not healing very well. They gave me the appointment like a month ago, and the earliest I can get in there is February. So I gotta kind of limp around to February.
Oh, I see. Oh, well, in that case, that sucks. Well, good luck. Who knows? Maybe it'll be healed more when you go see him.
I'm hoping I get cancer the appointment come February. Hopefully it'll be healed by then.
Yeah, yeah. If not, he might say, "Well, guess what? We got to break your leg again."
Yeah, it's okay. I got a 22, no problem.
Put your leg out of your misery.
There you go, Chuck. Anyway, thank you for being there. I probably won't stick around tonight. I'm quite tired. I'll probably go a bit early tonight. But anyway, it's good hearing you, Chuck. Neil on that VE3GMP.
Okay, very good, Garnett. Thanks again for checking in there, and glad you're doing okay. So let's go down to VE3RWJ. Chris, come on in and let us know how you made out tonight.
Hello, Chuck, Garnett, Mike, everyone else. Great signal, of course, Chuck. And sorry for your loss again. Hope you're feeling a little better. Pets are certainly members of the family. I'm a cat person, but we get attached to them too. Yeah, we had 54 check-ins tonight. We were trying for 50, so we beat that, and
All
that's
right.
pretty amazing for a local 2-meter net. You know, I guess we benefit because we're in the greater Hamilton and Toronto area. We have a lot of population around, but still, that's excellent. Thank you to everyone who checked in, helped us commemorate our club's 50th anniversary. So we'll have to do it again next year.
Hey, Chris.
That's
Chris, V3GBD. Yeah, I tried to check into your net there, but I didn't get the offset right, so I wasn't able. I could hear you, but I wasn't able to talk.
Go ahead there, Chris.
Yeah, I'm not sure who was in there. That might have been George. If so, George, I'm sorry we didn't get your check-in, but I appreciate you trying. And Chuck, what week of this net is it? I know we're past 1520.
Yeah, first of all, that was George there, VE3GBD, letting you know there that he couldn't get the right offset and that, but he tried checking in. And this week we are at 1522. 1522. So that's not bad.
Yeah, pretty amazing. Okay, thanks a lot, and we're just going to listen. Back to you, V3RW.
All right, very good. Yeah, 50 years is another, 21 years away. We just passed 29 years. So, yeah, that's quite an achievement for both of us. So, very good. Congratulations. Thanks for checking in. Your audio sounds great tonight, Chris. Of course, you know we're streaming live on YouTube, and you can listen to it there as well. Okay, so clearing with VE3RWJ, and let's go to VE3KMQ. Mike, come on in.
Yeah, CJZ, VE3KMQ. Good evening, Chuck, and everybody else on the net this evening. First off, I jumped in a little late here. I didn't hear the first part of the net, but I understand condolences are in order with the loss there of your dog.
Yes.
Tough. It's tough when that happens. And I know when we've talked before, I guess it was probably several weeks ago, your pal there was aging and having difficulties. So again, heartfelt condolences for you, Chuck. Back to you.
Yeah, thank you, Mike. I got him when he was 18 months old. My neighbor had told me her friend's husband picked up and left her with two small children, like kindergarten age, and this beautiful dog. And she said she could not deal with all of this and the dog, and that if she could not find a home for him, he was going to go up to the shelter. And so I rescued him, and we kept his name because he was already 18 months old, and so he stayed with me until he turned 13 in August. And just last week there we said goodbye, and it was pretty tough. It was pretty tough because there was a dramatic scene just before they came to get my dog. Some guy pulled up in his SUV with a giant pit bull, looked like, wasn't breathing, and the guy was screaming for help, and a lot of drama. We all broke out and cried like babies. It was terrible. It wouldn't have been so bad if that didn't happen and we could have just calmly gone inside. But man, did that ever work everybody up? Turns out the vet tells me he was in before, and when it came time to give him the needle, he said, "No, I'm going to take him home," and that's what happened. So she said I did the right thing, and so it was a little bit of comfort. So my very first dog, Mike. Thank you very much for your kind words. And how have things been with you, Mike?
Yeah, okay, Chuck, no problem. Yeah, doing reasonably well. I've been, as far as my radio time, it's been largely spent on 10 meters over the last few weeks. It's been really good, and so having a lot of fun there. I've also been having some antenna maintenance done on my wire antennas. I've had some of the tree branches are actually touching either the 80-meter leg of my fan or the support wire for 20 and 17 on the fan dipole. And so had a service come up, I guess it was Monday, and they had to stop short because of the weather. It started raining, and of course the ladder would be wet, and climbing is just very unsafe in a situation like that. So they're going to come back. I thought they'd come back today, but of course there was some snow early, and I guess things were still wet. So I don't know, maybe tomorrow or Friday. I think Friday's supposed to be quite nice, at least a lot of sunshine anyway. So we'll get it done. A few bucks need to be spent, but alas, that's what we need to do when maintaining our precious antennas, right? So we'll get through that anyway. So that's about it for me, Chuck. Just a check-in. Thought I'd say hello to you. It's been a few weeks. And with that, I'll swing it back to you. VA3, CJZ, V3KMQ.
Roger. Yeah. You got to make sure you do it right the first time. Otherwise, if you just jerry rig things, it's going to break down again, and more trouble. So thankfully I had my failure on my G5 RV there just before the cold weather. I mean, and so I was able to rectify that, and hopefully we'll all be good throughout this winter. And radio wise, I haven't done anything obviously in the last 10 days or so. Just a couple of days ago, though, I decided to key up the mic, and there was a United Nations station out in Austria, a contest DX club. So made a contact with them, and that's been pretty much it. So I find that doing the net here is helping me, keep busy and not keep thinking about my little buddy there. So the radio is definitely it saved my life once, and now it's going to do it again. So I have to keep keying up the microphone. Thanks for checking in, Mike. Much appreciated. I know you usually take off, so I'll say have a great rest of the week. Hope to run into you somewhere.
Yeah, okay, Chuck. All the best again, and we'll be looking for you again. V3KMQ.
All right. So clearing with Mike in Burlington, VE3KMQ. And now let's see if anyone else is out there would like to check into the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3CJZ. My name is Chuck, and I'm here in Hamilton. Any check-ins, please come now.
VE3ROR.
Victor Echo 3, Charlie Echo Uniform.
All right. I heard two stations there, ROR and Charlie Echo Uniform. Let's go say hello to VE3 Romeo Oscar Romeo. Rob, good evening. Come on in.
Good evening, Chuck, and good evening to everyone on net. I was reading the mail before. Sorry to hear about the passing of your pooch. It's never easy to lose a pet. I've lost many in the course of my life, and that's the problem with having a pet. Is that they don't outlive you, or they don't live as long as you do, and unless you have a parrot or something like that, or a tortoise. Some of these animals live a long time, but dogs and cats, it's really hard to see them go. We have a couple of cats here, and we really and they're part of the family, and it's great. Are you planning to get another dog at some point?
Yes. I'm thinking to getting another one there in the new year at some point. I think I'm going to wait till the heavy snow is gone so we can train him to walk and or she to walk properly there, and without snow is better.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Anyway, I won't hold it too long. I can't stick around for another round. I don't know if it's going to be one or not, but early to bed, early to rise. So you were talking about HF and the United Nations station. I think there's a couple. There's the United Nations station, then there's another one, another special station in Europe somewhere. The United Nations is 4 November uniform, or
Alpha.
4 uniform November something. I forget the prefix.
Uniform 1 Alpha.
And then there's another one too that's sort of a United Nations type station, but you don't hear them very often. But congratulations on working that, and 10, 12, 15 meters, boy, they've been hopping. When they had the CQ Worldwide a couple of weeks ago, I thought, wow, let's look at the signals on 10 meters. They were just like 5.9 plus 20. Some of these guys from Europe, and the signals are still good and strong, and there's still plenty of stations on the upper bands there. So it's a sign that Cycle 25 is really starting to ramp up. It'll be interesting to see what it's like in another couple of years when it's supposed to peak. I won't keep it. I'll be listening for a bit, and then I'm going to hit the sack. 7-3 there, Chuck, and 7-3 to everyone on that. VE3ROR.
Very good there, Rob. Yes. As a matter of fact, I've gotten the actual United Nations in New York, and this other one that was in Austria. I do believe the call was, like you said, it's a 4 United 1 Alpha or something like that. And so, like you said, it was an interesting call, and they don't come up very often, and so we put that in the logbook. And as far as the worldwide, a couple of weeks ago, we made about 71 or so contacts, and most of them were on 15 meters. Believe it or not, a couple were on 10, and maybe one on another band, but for the most part, they're 10 and 15. They're rocking. So it's nice to see. This is my first time being a licensed amateur when a solar cycle is starting to peak, and it's getting pretty interesting. Now I just got to get those other hard countries like Japan, Middle East, and Australia. I do get a couple. I have a couple in Africa, so we're doing not bad there. Okay, Rob, thank you very much for taking the time out, sir, and thank you for your kind words. So thanks for stopping by. You're sounding great as always. Take care, and hope to run into you somewhere down the log. So we're clearing with VE3ROR. Let's go and say hello to Tom, Victor Echo 3, Charlie Echo Uniform. Come on in, Tomas.
RDA3CJZ, VE3CEU. Good evening, Chuck, and everyone else. It's Tom from Burlington here. Yeah, it's I checked into the first net there and I heard about the 50th anniversary there on the radio there, so I checked in there, and now I'm checking in on this one here. Usually I'm just getting ready to go to sleep here, so I guess the radio's got me a little excited here, so I got to start getting on it more often here. So yeah, getting you in an S8 tonight there, Chuck, and yeah, sorry to hear about the passing of your dog there. Yeah, our kitty cat's 18 and a half years old, and she is pretty much on her last limbs, and yeah, it's how are you feeling there?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for those kind words there, Thomas. And yeah, we've had plenty of cats. I mentioned earlier I buried at least 2, maybe 3 in the backyard of our other property, and then we lost 2 in a fire. And so this was my first dog ever. I wasn't really allowed to growing up, and so I traveled a lot in my younger years, and yeah, so we're gonna have to get another one to keep me company because I'm by myself quite a bit. But anyhow, yeah, you're doing great there, Tomas. S8, your audio is screaming loud, and good signal tonight. I was able to get a station I don't normally hear very well, so we must have some good conditions tonight as well.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising because when I checked in the RSB repeater there, they can barely hear me. And I was on my handy talkie, and I'm just sitting right below the tower here, so I don't know what was going on with that.
Wow.
I wasn't on this radio, but I was on the handy talkie there, and I could see the tower from here, so I don't know what was going on with that. Everything seemed to be set properly. So I'm gonna have to definitely investigate that one because I could barely hear the tower itself. So I don't know. It's but anyway. Yeah, I won't be here for the second round, Chuck, because I'm going to be hitting hay there very shortly here. So at least I got to be able to check in and say hello, and yeah. So you have yourself a good evening, and I'll let you see if there's any more check-ins there. So you have yourself a good evening there, Chuck. VE3CJZ, VE3CEU.
Okay, Tomas, thanks for taking the time out and checking in with us, sir. I know you need your beauty sleep. And well, I would too if I had to, do the job thing. So no more for this guy. But anyways, yeah, thanks again, and you take care. Have a great rest of the week, and we'll talk to you again soon. And yeah, I find that talking on the radio is keeps me busy, keeps me from feeling sad all the time. And so I'm gonna have to key up the microphone more now instead of moping around. But I'm still gonna be grieving for sure. And again, thanks. Take care, and we'll talk to you again down the log, as they say. So we'll clear with VE3 Charlie Echo Uniform. And so this is Victor Alpha 3 Charlie Juliet Zulu. Looking for check-ins for the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. Please come now.
Victor Alpha 3 November Foxtrot Golf.
Okay, I hear one station. VA3NFG, Steve, on the edge of the escarpment. Good evening, Steve. Come on in.
Hi, good evening there, Chuck, and everybody listening on the side there. Yeah, I've been listening along, waiting for this movie to finish. I can't even think of the name of the movie I was watching. What's his name with Van Diesel there?
Triple X?
Fast and Furious. I think it's Fast and Furious 7. I don't know if that was the one or not. The one with the eye in the sky there. I forget what they call it, but anyhow, yeah, no, just passing my condolences there, Chuck. I've got my little one here, about to turn 18. 18 years old. That's a long time. And you know what? There's no better therapy than talking. You know, it does wonders for you mentally. Physically, probably not, but that's why you got that sit-up machine there for you. You just got to figure a way to go wireless, and then you can be working out and yapping on the radio. But anyway, just adding my check in there, Chuck. I'm up early as well, 5:30 in the morning, so I don't know how much longer I'll be hanging around for. But then again, it's only turning 9 o'clock, I believe, and my bedtime for that is no later than 10. So we'll see how it goes, and maybe we'll make it in there for the second round there, Chuck. Keep up the good work, and thanks for doing the net. This is VA3NFG.
Okay, very good there, Steve. I can't help but notice. Sounds like you might have a little bit of a stuffed up nose or a cold happening there. Apparently, pretty much everyone at my wife's work has got a cold, and so the news is saying that this year is really bad. So, how you feeling?
Not too bad, says the guy that hasn't been sick in 20 years.
Wow.
Well, let me tell you, I've been trying to kick something for about 5 days now. I was going to say I'm over it, but you're sounding different. That could be.
Yeah.
I still do have a bit of a cough going on, but I'm definitely on the mend. Tell you, I couldn't even cough on the weekend. That's how bad it was. I didn't even feel like smoking.
Oh,
I just take an inhale, and that's what started the cough. And then it would just continue until I had to open the door there in the back room and get rid of that. Terrible stuff. But no, I haven't been sick in eons, man. Eons, I think it's got something to do with the shot. This is the first time I've been sick, however, since I had my last shot. And I've only had 2. And I think I had them, maybe 3 or 4 months apart. And I think my first shot I think I waited a year. I think it was in 2021 of May that I had my first shot. And I think I had the second one in August or something like that. And then, they're talking a third shot, fourth shot, booster this, booster that. I'm not bothering with it anymore. Maybe the booster is to prevent me from getting sick now. But maybe that's the whole thing. They want people to get sick. I don't know what that's going to do. That's just going to cost the government more money rather than them making money on it. But that's what they do. We're just pawns in this big chessboard of life here. But we're trying to take it easy. We're just drinking lots of tea and liquids, and I still haven't put a thermometer in my mouth. However, I felt I would have had a fever on the weekend, but I did go to work. I've been masked. I've been masked since this whole shenanigan debacle thing started. It was at my work. It was down to where there was maybe 2 people left in the whole building wearing masks. And lately now, there's more employees wearing masks. So I think either the word's out that it's recommended more now to put the mask back on.
Definitely.
During this flu season, and it's probably a good idea. Anyway, back to you there, Chuck.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely there, Steve. I know exactly what you're talking about. I decided a few days ago that from now on, when I go to the center, I usually go to Walmart or Metro, and so now I decided I'm going to start wearing a mask. And so yesterday when I went, I put on my mask, and what I do is I shop with my winter gloves on, and I don't take them off until it's time for me to put my thumbprint on my phone to pay for everything. So I'm not touching anything with my hands, and keeping the mask on. And I have a weakened immune system because of the diabetes, and so I really don't like getting sick. And this is how I'm dealing with it. So yeah, let's not talk. I don't want to talk about the injections, but Gary TTO, him and his wife both got their booster shot and a flu shot at the exact same time. Moments apart, and they both got sick for well over a week, I think. So yeah, it depends. Yeah, I don't want to get too much involved in it, but I had two shots, and I don't know. I'm on the fence. Anyway, Steve, you're sounding great as always. Full strength over here. S9 plus plus, and of course we're streaming live on YouTube. Should you or anyone else wish to watch the net or play it back to a certain point, just move the slider at the bottom of the video. So with that, Steve, have you done any HF or parks or anything like that?
In the last few days, no. Um, no, I haven't been feeling really well enough to even make it to the basement here. I've turned, I've been down here. I've turned the radio on. Well, last night I was down here, and earlier in the afternoon, or just when I got home from work, there was some going on, but I noticed it died off pretty quick. 20 meter, there was nothing. And there was a little bit of 10 meter, but not much. I think there was one guy somewhere around 28, I don't know, 28, 460 or something. It was the only guy in the band that was showing on the scope here. So when there's nothing going on, usually 80 meters is going on, but I don't transmit there much. And in the evening, Parks on the Air is, pretty much, there's nothing going on in the evening. There's a few that are left over from, 20 meter. That's usually the last band to go down on Parks on the Air that I've seen anyway. But no, other than I think my last POTA contact was probably about a week ago, Chuck.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know how long it's been for me. I up until a couple of days ago, I hadn't been on the radio since a week Saturday, so dealing with my issues over here. So okay, yeah. Well, I hope you feel better soon, there, Steve. And thanks for your kind words as well regarding Buddy. Like I mentioned, first dog, pretty tough, especially the circumstances that happened at the very last possible moment there. That was crazy. Anyways, good job, Steve. We'll let you go and get some rest, and we'll try and jump on there during the daytime if we hear you. I'm going to have to start keying up a little bit more. It keeps me from feeling sad, so we'll have to do that. Thanks again, Steve. Anything else?
Nope, nope. That'll be all. And just remember there, he'll be the first one at the pearly gates there, Chuck. And yeah, they'll be waiting there for you. I've got a few waiting for me already, so the reunion day I'd be looking forward to. We'll just leave it right there. Okay, Chuck, thanks for doing the net, and I'm gonna go back upstairs, take the portable with me, and I'm gonna go out and have a smoke and listen to the rest of your net. Thanks for doing it again there, Chuck. VA3NFG will be on the side listening.
Okay, very good, Steve. Take her easy. We'll talk to you again soon. So we're clearing with VA3NFG. Let's see if anyone else is out there would like to join us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3CJZ. Looking for check-ins. Anyone, anywhere. All right. Nothing heard. I'm going back to the YouTube live stream here, and I see that Sean, VE3FNI, put in that he lost a day of flying because of the snow. I don't know if that was today or yesterday, but he's down in Cornwall doing some flight training, I think it is. Yeah, flight training. There we go. So hopefully he can make that up. All right. Well, let's go to the top of the list then and see who we got left. And that would be, the first one would be PDL. VE3 Papa Delta Lima. Paul, are you still with us?
If he's not, I'll pop in. Victor Echo 3 Lima Bravo India.
All right, very good. We'll take VE3 Lima Bravo India. Come on in, Larry.
Yep, thanks. I just got off a Zoom meeting, so I thought I'd come in and get a check-in, see what's going on. I haven't, like I say, I just got here, Chuck.
Yeah, okay, very good, very good. Zoom meeting, yeah, that's right. I would love to join those, but they start at 7, and it's just too close to when I start the net. I usually, have last-minute stuff to do, and unfortunately, I can't make it. But maybe one of these days I'll have everything all set up, and I'll be able to stop in for a few minutes on those Hamilton Zoom meetings there, Hamilton Amateur Radio Club Zoom meetings. All right, Larry, you've been active on the radio. I heard you actually talking to a POTUS station on 40 meters, I think it was this morning or yesterday morning. But anyways, things going all right there, Larry?
Oh yeah, still running along, and we'll get the opportunity. I'm in there. I didn't have much time this morning. We were out shopping, so. And yesterday morning we were out too, but I guess I must have been in probably a little bit earlier before we had the chance to go out. I think we left them here about 10:30 in the morning. Had a few errands to run downtown.
Okay, well, Larry, hold on a second there. I'm seeing someone keying up on this frequency there, but no audio. Is there someone wishing to check in? Please come now. This is VA3 CJZ. Okay, well, if it's someone just playing around, then I am getting the signal strength here, and doesn't hurt to say hello. Okay, Larry, we'll say 7-3, and thanks for checking in. Do appreciate taking your time out to stop by. You're check-in number 13 tonight, Larry.
Yeah, good old lucky 13. All right, Chuck, thanks for picking me up, and I'll let you carry on down the list. I heard you were at the top, but PDL wasn't there, so I thought I'd drop in. All right, I'll pass it back to you, 7-3.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thanks again, Larry. And so it's 9:14 p.m. Boy, time has flown by tonight. I haven't even gone to on this day. PDL will be disappointed, as well as Mac, and I'm sure others. But let's see if VE3 PDL is available. Paul. Okay, nothing heard. I did mention it's 9:14, and the temperature outside the CJZ studio is 1.2 degrees. 10 seconds ago, it was 1.3, so it's getting a little cooler. Let's go to Rick, see if he's still with us. VA3AXJ.
Yeah, I'm hanging in there, Chuck. I got the fur ball here. Right in there, ready to go.
Ah, that's nice. I'm glad for you. Purring away, I'm sure.
Oh, he's doing more than that. Oh boy, I tell you, it's going to be different, a lot different. Yeah, I'm still here though. I'll be listening. I didn't think PDL would respond back. He never does.
Yes, I know. But you got to give him the benefit of the doubt, Roger.
Roger, yeah, that's for sure. Okay, we'll be here. We'll be listening for about another half hour, and I'm going to be trying to go to bed and see what happens there. It's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah. 2, 3 o'clock in the morning there, you'll hear it zooming around. All right, good for you there, Rick. I'm glad it's cheering you up. Let's go to Mac. Next on the list, Victor Alpha 3, Indy Mike Whiskey.
I was just going to wait a little bit and see if, see if Papa Delta Lima chimed back in. But yeah, it seems to be the way. You know, he's in there for the first round, and he's got a couple of quick comments, and then
that's it.
Somehow he nods off or turns the volume down. And anyways, it's good to hear that Sean is checking in on the YouTube stream. I can remember a lot of my pilot buddies talking about their time under the hood, and Sean is upgrading his pilot's license to include twin engine IFR rating. So not only the check flight for a twin engine, but also including flying under the hood. Imagine that. You got to keep both engines running the way they're supposed to, and keep straight and level flight and fly the course, but not looking outside for visible signs of this, that, or the other. You're going to have to rely on your instruments, and your instinct is to look outside first. The big training hurdle is to get used to looking at the instruments and understand that you're flying straight and level, or turning left or right, or attitude nose up or down, and left or right. That's what you control with the rudders. And while you're doing all this, you have a huge risk. If you look outside and you don't have a horizon, you can cause yourself to go into something kind of vertigo, and you're going to depend on the inner ear to tell you whether something is right or wrong. And when you look back at your instruments, sometimes they don't agree with what your body's telling you, and that's the difficult part of this training. And run two engines at once. Anyways, Sean, I hope all goes well for you up there, and we'll be looking forward to you coming back to us. Anyways, that's about it for me. I'm going to be actually working from home tomorrow and getting ready to do a road trip on Friday. Got another trial to do Friday morning. So Friday morning is going to be an early get up and go, and hopefully I can finish up early and get back home in time for all the rest of the festivities on the radio on Friday evening. Anyways, Chuck, I'm listening along, and I'm here for the duration. Kind of like not PDL.
I thought I'd give him a second as well there to respond, but I guess not. Okay, well, that's interesting, Mac. Interesting information about the flight training you were talking about, not looking out the window. How are you supposed to see the UFOs if you don't look out the window? But I understand what you're saying there. A lot of aircraft are flown strictly using instrumentation. So yeah, well, look at the Air Force pilots there with the heads-up displays and stuff like that. We know very little about their capabilities. They don't want us to, they don't want the whole world knowing what they're capable of. But yeah, a lot of high-tech stuff out there nowadays. Okay, Mac, thank you very much for that. And we'll run down the list real quick here and go to the next person. And that would be GBD, George. Are you there, George?
I are. Yep, yeah. I'm not like Paul, the one-hit wonder. But yeah, no, just round up garbage and garbage night as well. You know that. But other than that, no, not much to report.
Yeah, that's right, George. It's garbage night for anybody east of downtown, I think. So yeah, lots of garbage to pick up tomorrow morning. But yeah, I got to tell you, George, I was looking at the news there this afternoon on what is it, CP24, and saw a whole whack of snow out behind the reporter there, and I was like, "What the hell is going on?" I had to go look outside here because it was like, "What?" But thankfully, we only had a little sprinkle this morning on the top of the cars and the grass and the trees, and that's it.
That's right. That's right, Chuck. We didn't get much. Thank God it went Toronto way. But apparently, where my trailer is, they got a lot of snow up there as well, up in Ambro. So, yeah, it is what it is.
Well, you paid somebody to finalize your winterizing, so hopefully they're doing a good job. I know you're going to worry. It's your first time. You've only had it for a couple months, so I'm sure everything will be fine.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I might actually just drive up there and check it and make sure everything is good, just to be on the safe side. You gotta see it if it's good.
Yeah, see, told you. It's your first one, so you're going to worry about it. Hey, do what you got to do, George, and yeah, get some peace of mind, and then you'll be good for the rest of the winter.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, other than that, yeah, I just got to take care of stuff around the house here, and then next year in the summer, I'm just going to enjoy the trailer.
Absolutely, absolutely. I also do not like the cold weather. When I was younger, maybe, but not anymore. And so, like I said earlier, I'm looking forward to December 21st, which is our winter solstice, and the days start getting longer after that. So that's not too far away. It's the 16th of November, so in about 5 weeks, it'll be December 21st. Mind you, the sun will be going down at like 4 o'clock. Uh, it's going to get dark quite early, but yeah, it's what happens every year, George. So we got to put up with it. Anyhow, we're going to run down this list there, George, unless you got anything else to add, and then we'll get back to you for last round.
Don't nothing to add there, Chuck. But yeah, let's hit the list and maybe see if we get more tee ups over there.
Absolutely, there, George. Let's do that right now. Before we go down the list, we'll make another call out and see if anybody else would like to join us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. My call is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu, and my name is Chuck here in the east of Hamilton. Any new check-ins, please come now. Okay, I'm not sure if I mentioned that this is for the AREG net. Week 1,522 weeks in a row. That's for a Simplex Net. I do believe that's the oldest in Hamilton. So anyways, going down the list, let's see if Wade is still with us. VA3NCA.
Yeah, I'm still here, Chuck. Still hanging in there, listening along, and yeah, good net again. I don't know. It feels like we've had a number of people. I wonder what the checking count is. I'll ask on your return there. But I'm reminded, though, you asked a few people about POTA. I actually have had a couple of POTA contacts as hunting lately, and the funny one tonight was, our reputation, Hamilton's reputation precedes us, and we had another comment about all the Hamilton stations that were hunting tonight, and they mentioned they had just gone through a bunch earlier, just before my contact, and so I said, yeah, we travel in packs, and so anyways, we're getting a reputation, so it's fun whether you're activating or hunting. It's just fun all around. So I did get a few keys of those for POTA in at least. So that's some RF in the air. Anyways, I'll let you keep going down the list, Chuck, and send it back to you and listen along. VA3NCA for ID.
Okay, Wade, very good. Yeah, they're talking about us, or you guys. So very good. That's good news when you're getting recognized one way or another. Okay, Wade, thanks a bunch. And let's see, who's next? Who do we got left on the list? Oh, geez, we're already down to Steve. VA3NFG. Are you on the portable yet, Steve?
No, I've been on the portable and back. I last left using this microphone. Picked up the portable out of the charger. And went out and came back. And dropped it back in the charger and picked up the mic. Good timing.
Oh, okay. I didn't even, I don't think you transmitted on the portable, did you?
No, I didn't. No, I just took it with me. I have no idea how many check-ins you got there. Or how many's left, that is. So, it can either go quick or it could be a while. You just never know. That's what keeps it interesting, Chuck.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Some weeks it's quite slow, and then near the end you get a whole bunch of people come in. So, but anyways, we're still at 13 there. Larry LBI is number 13. He's after you, and then we'll probably mention some famous people's birthdays and that kind of stuff there before we do the last round.
Oh, yeah. Very good. Okay, well, then, in that case, you may catch me checking in from my bed.
Oh, sorry, my foot got caught in my headphone cord there. Yeah, well, you do what you got to do. We do have a little over 30 minutes left in the net. And I know the list is very short now. It usually is at this time of night. Maybe we'll even get PDL back in here. You never know.
Well, you never know. I figured I must have missed him there on the check-in there when he checked in. I was trying to make the RSB
right.
check-in there for the big 50. I think they got 56 tonight, eh?
Yeah, it was over 50. I know that. I'm not sure if it's 54 or 56, but poor old George there, GNP, he tried to get in there, but couldn't figure out the offset.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I use the memory bank on my radio. I've got about 48 or 49 repeaters programmed in here, and I get every one of them full scale. Otherwise, they don't make the memory bank.
Okay, very good. I don't know how many I've got in mind, but my radio holds what? Well, my 2-meter. I have a Yaesu 2-meter radio that does 80 watts there, and that one has 200 memories in there, and I've only got about 100, maybe 105 or so in there, and yeah. Okay, well, very good then. Like I mentioned before, you're sounding good as always, full strength. Geez, I think I get you probably, well, depending on where you're sitting or standing, your walkie does a great job down here as well.
Yeah, yeah, and so it's like you are a repeater here because you're full scale on the LDG here. You're on the 60 of the 60 plus.
All right, good to know. Good to know. Well, I wish we would have had some more stations from further out coming in. I was very surprised. I heard Art in there tonight on direct without using the Flamborough remote station, and Art was coming in at a S7 tonight there. So that was pretty weird, but yeah, straight direct there. So let's hope that stays for the rest of the winter.
Yeah, he's up. Where is he again? He's in the West Mountain area?
Yes. He's southwest of the tower.
Good evening. This is
Paradise and Stone Church.
Well, there's a Chuck in there, I think. Chuck? I got him at 9S units. Can you hear him?
Yes, I did hear someone transmitting in there. I do believe that's Ontario Fire Department. Is that correct? Victor Alpha 3, Oscar Foxtrot Delta.
QSL, it's Tyler from Burlington. Good evening, everyone.
Hey, good evening, Tyler. We've got you in the log, Victor Alpha 3, Oscar Foxtrot Delta. And how are things going with you? Haven't heard you in a while.
Things are going really well. Just been very tied up with work, so I kind of had to put my radio hobbies aside and just focus on that for now. Back to you.
Yeah, okay, very good. Well, your audio sure came up from your first transmission there. You were very, very low. Maybe you weren't close enough to the mic, but you're doing a great job now. And I'm curious, is your last name Dutch?
Yes, I am from Holland.
Ah, so is my wife. Okay. I just saw the last name there starting with Van, and had to ask there. So right on. Well, welcome to the net. You know, we're on every Wednesday night between 8 and 10 p.m. Here, and you are check-in number 14 tonight. So good job. Anything? What do you do for work?
I work at the hospital.
Okay, very good. Work at the hospital. All right. Well, yes. Apparently, the medical industry is not lacking in work hours. That's for sure. All right. Well, thanks for checking in. Do you have anything else for us, Tyler?
No, thank you, and I do apologize if I interrupted the net by accident.
Oh, no, not at all. Not at all. Usually, we do ask people to try and leave a 1 to 2 second in between transmissions to allow things like this. So, Steve there heard you, and I heard you. So, very good then. Well, thanks again for taking the time out. And don't be shy next Wednesday. And we are streaming live on YouTube. And just put my call sign in the YouTube search box there, VA3 Charlie Juliet Zulu. And we stream it live. So you can check that out. All right, Tyler, we'll say thanks and have a good rest of the week coming up. And hopefully we'll get some sunshine in there and bring people their spirits up a little bit. Sunshine always does that. All right, thanks again, Tyler. Anything else?
Nothing else. Back to you, Net Control.
All right, so we're clearing with VA3, Oscar Foxtrot Delta. Let's do another call to Mr. Victor Echo 3, Papa Delta Lima. Paul, are you in there? All right, it's that time. On this day in 1907, Mr. Burgess Meredith was born, also known as the Penguin on Batman. He was the trainer in Rocky. Passed away in 1997, so that would make him 90 years old. A long life. And so he was born in Cleveland, Ohio. Happy birthday in heaven to Burgess Meredith. Next is Dawes Butler. Dawes spelled Daws. He was born in 1916 on this day, and he is the American animation voice for Yogi Bear, Huckleberry Hound. And he was also born in Ohio, but he was born in Toledo. And he passed away in 1988. Next, for all you Nintendo aficionados out there, the Japanese video game designer was born on this day in 1952. He's the creator of Mario and The Legend of Zelda. Born in Kyoto, Japan. Doesn't show a date where he died, so I'm assuming he's still around. Next, we have the director of NCIS, Marge Helgenberger. Born on this day in 1958. She's a hot redhead that used to run the NCIS. She was also on China Beach. Happy birthday to Marg. That would make her 64 years old. Still a hottie. And next we have a Canadian actor by the name of Dean McDermott. He was born on this day in 1966. Happy birthday, Dean. And also we have Lisa Bonet. She turns 55 today, born in 1967. And that's it for famous people and their birthdays. All right, let's go to people who passed away or were killed, which is the first one here. And that would be the execution of Louis Riel on this day in 1885. He was a Canadian politician, founder of the province of Manitoba, and leader of the Métis people of the Canadian prairies. And he was hanged for treason at the age of 41. That's why there are statues of him in Manitoba and in Quebec as well. All right. The co-founder of Alcoholics Anonymous by the name of Dr. Bob Smith. He passed away on this day in 1950 from colon cancer at the age of 71. He was a physicist. And as I mentioned, the co-founder of Alcoholics Anonymous. Next, we got Clark Gable. Passed away on this day in 1960. And he was born in 1901. I don't have to go into detail. Clark Gable, very famous actor. A lot of Gone in the Wind was his biggest movie he made. And so that wraps it up for people of fame or notoriety passing away on this day. All right, now let's go to Russia for some events that happened in history. And we'll start with Ivan the Terrible kills his son. In the year 1581. Geez, I didn't know Ivan the Terrible goes all the way back then, but Tsar Ivan the Terrible attacks his son and heir, Ivan Ivanovich, with a scepter after an argument leading to the latter's death 3 days later. Okay. New York's Fifth Avenue opens for business on this day. You've heard of Saks and Goldman Sachs on Fifth Avenue. Well, that was on this day in 1824. New York City's Fifth Avenue opens up for business. And on this day in 1840, New Zealand officially becomes a British colony. And you know those life preservers you see on the old ships? Well, they were made out of cork. And the guy who made them in 1841 was Napoleon Guérin. Life preservers made of cork are patented by him in 1841. So there you go. Al Capone is freed from Alcatraz on this day in 1939. He would go on to live for another almost 8 years. Apparently, the syphilis that he got to his brain, and doctors said that he had the mentality of a 12-year-old child. So he passed away, I think, in Florida in 1947. So that's why they released him from jail, because he was basically dying. And then on this day, 1964, radio CJCX, Sydney, Nova Scotia, starts shortwave transmissions. And then on this day, 1965, Walt Disney launches Epcot Center as an experimental prototype community of tomorrow. We all know how large Walt Disney's Epcot Center and all the other theme parks have grown so much in the last 50 plus years there. So experimental prototype community. Man, I remember the first time I went there to the one in Florida. And of course, from the parking lot there, you got to remember where you parked. And you get on this automated tram. Looked very futuristic. No drivers. It was all automated. You get a recording playing as you sit there and takes you into the park. Pretty cool. Okay, Skylab 4 is launched into Earth orbit for 83 days on this day in 1973. And then after they were done, I think they let it fall to Earth eventually. All right, let's go to NASCAR. In 1986, Dale Earnhardt wins the NASCAR Sprint Cup. So I'm assuming on this day in 1986, it must have been a Sunday, because this past weekend we just had the NASCAR Sprint Cup, and last race until the Daytona 500 in February. So that was in 86. Now in 1988, Jose Canseco becomes he's the first unanimous American League MVP since Reggie Jackson. Let's jump to 1997, 47th NASCAR Sprint Cup. Jeff Gordon wins. And then in 2002, the first case of SARS is recorded in China, though is not identified until much later. First patient is thought to be a farmer in the city. Well, we all know the information that comes out of China isn't reliable, so whatever the case is, they seem to always be the start of these viruses. Makes you wonder. All right, finally, the last NASCAR Sprint Cup champion was in 2008. My favorite, Jimmy Johnson, is the winner. And that's, I'm sure there were more, but that's all I have for tonight. All right, enough of that for now. Let's see if anybody else out there would like to become check-in number 15 tonight on Check-ins with Chuck. This is the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. My call is VA3CJZ. Looking for check-ins. Please come now.
Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Romeo Foxtrot.
Okay, VA3CRF. Vern, come on in, sir.
Good evening, Chuck, and all on the net. Just out for a stroll this evening, a little later than usual. A little cool out here. It's probably 1 degree, but nice and quiet. A little overcast, no snow right now. Anyway, how do you copy, Chuck?
I got a great copy on you. You're coming in at S9 here at the Center Mall at my place, and your audio is clear. Not too much bouncing around, so I assume you're standing still. And you're quite right. It is. Well, currently it's 1.3 Celsius outside. I don't know what the wind is like, but I'm sure you'll tell us.
Yeah, absolutely, Chuck. No wind right now, no wind at all. Just really calm, nice evening. Like I said, a little overcast, but pretty nice evening on the whole.
Very good, very good. I know I was, I don't know if it was today or yesterday there when I was looking at the news and saw all that white stuff on the ground. Made me nervous. I had to go outside and look for myself. And then I even went and got my shovel out of the shed so that when it does snow, I don't have to trek all the way back there through the snow to get it.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too. I had to dig the shovel out, get the little bag of salt out, clear off the car. Seems a bit early for this, but I mean, hey, it is mid-November.
Yeah, you could be living out west in the prairies. I spent one winter in Winnipeg, and they don't call it Winterpeg for nothing. As a matter of fact, I think it was in the Guinness Book of Records for the windiest corner of Canada. Was at the corner of Portage and Main in Winnipeg. I remember that years ago.
Yeah, I believe it. There are a few windy corners in Toronto that I'm sure don't compare, but I remember once being at the corner of Bay and Wellesley, and the wind literally blew me across Wellesley, and I couldn't stop. It blew me across Wellesley.
Yeah, and especially if you got a little bit of black ice there on the road, you just got to make sure your feet are planted securely, and you just skate across the city. Yeah, I know. When we were staying in a hotel downtown for a little bit there after our house fire a few years back, and downtown Hamilton at the corner of Bay there, it gets pretty windy there too, because of those big buildings. They kind of funnel the wind through there.
Yeah, there's a couple of places where you basically got like a wind tunnel, definitely. Chuck, I also wanted to offer my condolences on the passing of your dog. I know that for many people, pets are a part of the family, and so that's a great loss. So just wanted to let you know that.
Well, thank you very much, Vern. It's very much appreciated, sir. And difficult as it has been, it's nice talking about it. Doing the net here this week is certainly helping me from feeling, lonely and missing my pet. And so I'm glad I did the net this week. And so with that, Vern, I'll say thank you very much, sir. And I appreciate you taking the time out and remembering to check in with Chuck. So with that, we'll say 7-3 and have a great rest of the week. I'm sure we'll hear you on our pads net. But in any case, anything else there, Vern?
Nothing else at this time. Just appreciate the chance to check in, Chuck. And I'm hoping to be around for our pets now. I usually make a point of trying to get into that. So back to you from Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Romeo Foxtrot. Thanks.
Okay, Vern, and I'm not sure if you're aware, but we do stream the net on YouTube. If you want to catch yourself on the stream, it's currently 9:49 p.m., and so just go back a couple of minutes before then, and you'll be able to see and hear, see your signal strength and hear your voice. All right, so we'll clear with Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Romeo Foxtrot. One more call out before we do the 7-3 round. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu with the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. Looking for any last minute check ins? Please come now. All right, well, let's see if PDL has remembered to turn the volume up on his radio. So let's start the 7-3 round and go to VE3 Papa Delta Lima. Okay, let's see if Rick is still with us. VA3 AXJ.
Look at that, I made it. I made it the whole thing. I made the whole trip.
Woohoo!
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this will be the 7-3 round, right? Yeah. Anyhow, thanks for doing the net there, Chuck. I got a lot of stuff to do between now and Monday. I got to go in for another colonoscopy. I'm not looking forward to that.
Oh, God.
Anyhow, that's about it for me. I'm going to be going to try and go to bed. We'll see what happens. Anyhow, yeah, 7-3 is there, Chuck. VA3, AXJ, we're going to be QRT.
Okay, there, Rick. I'm glad you're sounding good and you have some company. So glad to hear it. Okay, Rick. Thanks again, as I mentioned before, for all your kind words earlier. And you take care, sir. We'll talk to you again soon. Don't be shy. 146.430 is open all the time. Okay, next, let's go to VA3 IMW Mac. Any famous last words?
Chuck, for once, I'm not going to try to wax poetic. The theme of the net has borne itself out, and I'm sure all pet lovers across the city and across the region will agree. Our pets are family members, and we'll remember each one of them until, as Steve says, until we meet them at the pearly gates. 7-3's Chuck, and all the rest of participants on that Victor Alpha 3 Indy Mike Whiskey.
Okay, very good, very good. I forgot to mention earlier, there are a couple of contests. Normally I do that, but I didn't mention any tonight. There is a AWA Bruce Kelly 1929 QSO party, and that's for CW, and that starts at 20 meters, and then 40, 80, and 160, and that will be this Sunday, November 20th. Then there's a classic exchange, and that's on AM, single sideband, and FM for 2 meters, 6, 10, 15, 20, 40, 80, and 160. Although that one, the classic exchange here says the exchange is your name, signal, state, province, country, and your receiver transmitter model. Oh, interesting. We'll have to listen for that this weekend. Next, we got a QRP fox hunt for CW, and that's for 40 meters only. Let's see. Phone weekly test. That's for North America. Participation worldwide, and that's sideband. And that starts off at the 15 meters, so no 10 meter. So 15, 20, 40, 80, and 160. What do we have next? The Lima Zulu DX contest. That's for sideband and CW. 10, 15, 20, 40, and 80 from the 19th to the 20th of November. South American Integration Contest. That's for CW. And then we have the ARRL Sweepstakes Contest for sideband. And that'll be very late on Saturday into Sunday. And that is starting at 10 meters, 15, 20, 40, 80, and 160. And I think that pretty much wraps it up. There's one called the Homebrew and Old Time Equipment Party for maybe an hour or two. 2 hours. That's for CW, 40 and 80. All right. Well, if you want some more information on those, just go to contestcalendar.com. You'll get all the information you need there. And so let's go down back to the list for the 7-3 round. How about a PDL? You still there? All right. Let's go to George, VE3 GBD. Got your garbage ready there, George? Maybe he is. All right. Let's see if Wade has any last words. VA3 NCA.
Good evening, Chuck. Yep, hanging in there to the last of it. I'll say 73 to all, and thanks for running yet another AREG, or for this one, the annual Buddy Reg. Buddy Reg? I don't know. We'll work on that. We'll workshop the name. Anyways, thank you so much, and condolences again, Chuck. And I will look forward to Wednesday to do the AREG all over again. Back to you, Chuck. Thanks,
Okay, Wade. Thanks a bunch for all of that. Much appreciated, sir. And happy hunting until we talk again. And so next, who do we got left? I think all we have left is Steve and Larry. So let's give the last word. Well, let's see if second last word. VA3 NFG.
Yeah, 7-3 there, Chuck, and to all on net. I'm on the portable now. My signal is a bit different, I'm sure. But anyway, cool. Have a good night. Thanks for doing the net, and we'll look forward to it next Wednesday. 7-3 for now, and we'll catch you later. VA3 NFG, and we're QRT.
Okay, Steve. Hope you feel better soon. Looks like you've pretty much resisted the worst of it. So should be downhill from here. All right, Steve. Thanks again for all your kind words and your time for checking in with us here tonight and hanging around. So clearing with VA3 NFG. Let's see if Larry is still there. VE3 LBI. Larry 7-3 round. All right. Well, we do have a minute and change left. Let's see if there's any last minute check-ins. We do have 15 check-ins. Let's see if we can make it 16. This is VA3 CJZ with the Amateur Radio Exchange Group, AREG. Looking for any last minute check-ins. Please come now.
VE3 EIR.
VE3 EIR. Donnie. Good evening, sir. Long time no talk. How you doing?
Yeah, Chuck, I got the 15 seconds, so I'll just say sorry to hear about Buddy. I was listening in on YouTube there on your YouTube, and how old was he?
He just turned 13 in August, so yep, couple months after his 13th birthday. Yeah, Don, I don't know if you heard that, but my buddy, that's his name, he was 13 years of age. Over.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for that. Chuck. It's now 8 seconds to 10 o'clock, according to my atomic clock. So I think it's time for you to sign off.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I want to say thanks, Don. And I don't have any news on John, but when I do, we'll pass it along. So with that, it is 10 p.m. and another successful evening for the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This was week 1522, week 1522, and you guys can listen to the net on YouTube by replaying it. Just put my call sign in the YouTube search, VA3CJZ. I want to thank each and every one of you for all your kind words and thoughts regarding my best friend that I had to say goodbye to. And so with that, I think it's a good idea that Wade said we should do a remembrance net for Buddy there once a year. Sounds like a good idea. And with that, we'll say good night. Have a great rest of the week. It might be a good idea to put a mask on if you're going into a store. The flu bug's really going around. Watch what you touch. Don't touch your face after going into a store unless you wash your hands. And with that, I'll say good night, all. Have a great rest of the week. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu saying good night and so long.